How does it work?
This is a Kindle. I'm now looking at the first page of Joshua Slocum's Sailing Alone Around the World, but it's the eNotated version. What you notice with where it says Nova Scotia, that's actually underlined so you can see that it's a link. So if a reader doesn't know much about Nova Scotia, or where it is even, New Scotland, they can move the cursor to that point and click on it, and it will take them to an explanation. Farther down the page, it talks about the Bay of Fundy. There's information about that. I can turn the page, and here Chris has highlighted and has a note about a cap full of wind. Now, what is a cap full of wind? I don't know. But Chris knows. He's found it out, and I can find it. And so here we have a bigger screen, which is nice, but it works the same way. Slocum talked about, he said, "Thus I came over the bows and not in through the cabin windows." And this is how he got into sailing. Well, mostly somebody reading that wouldn't really know what that meant. If I just touch over the bows, this takes me to Chris's note, and his note says, "Starting from the lowest rank and working up. Lowest ranks live together in the front or forecastle of the vessel at the bows. As rank increase, living quarters move further back or aft." So now I know what that means, and I can also see here the next note about through the cabin windows, and that means starting at a high rank at the back or stern of the boat where the high ranks have cabins, through influence or money. So he's told us something interesting that we normally would have missed. But now I just clicked on or touched the in through the cabin windows note. It took me back now. I'm right back in the text. There's an illustration here, and I can expand the illustration and see it, which is really kind of nice, and then close it and go back to the text. Read some more, turn the page. What we've done is retain the kind of the first surface of the book, but we've added links in that surface to a second layer, and that layer is a result of research and helps a person understand better, get more benefit out of a book, answers questions that they might have, or it even answers questions that they don't know enough about the book to ask themselves. By having these important passages in the book highlighted, that is registered as links, that can help the reader notice something that they might not notice before. They don't have to go look at the eNotation, but they can. And in fact, if they choose, they could actually read the eNotations for a chapter before they read the chapter, and then read the chapter, instead of going back and forth during the chapter, or they could read them after they read the chapters. One of the problems with electronic books is they don't have page numbers. And the reason that you might need page numbers is, what if two people are trying to read a book and talk about it, and they want to talk about a particular passage? How do you find it? And you say, oh, it's in chapter 3, but we're in chapter 3, which could go on for pages and pages. So what we've done is we have introduced a numbering system, and every paragraph in the book has a unique number assigned to it. And so if you want to refer somebody to the chapter 1, paragraph 1, note 7, there's a number, and you can actually do a search for 117, and it would take you to that same note. So you could tell somebody, if you were sitting there in a class or in a book group, and you said, let's look at this together, you could all find it, and you could all find it quickly, and you'd be looking at exactly the same thing. And every annotation has a unique number associated with the paragraph that it's tied to, and so you can all find the same eNotation.